When filmmakers want audiences to believe the unbelievable, they turn to the visual effects experts who create complex supernatural special effects. Makeup artist Rick Baker took home an Oscar for turning David Naughton into a ferocious werewolf in the 1981 horror comedy An American Werewolf in London. This transformation required the work of 30 technicians and their assistants. Each stage of the metamorphosis had to be meticulously planned. The hard work paid off in one of Hollywood's most hair-raising scenes. Oscar winner Rick Baker.
The whole transformation itself took us about a week to shoot, but during that week we probably only shot for about a half an hour. You know, it was like, today we're going to do this makeup, it's going to take 10 hours on David Naughton, and then we're going to shoot it for 5 minutes, and then we're done, you know, because it takes too long to take it off and put another one on.
Now let's visit with a man who had to endure all those hours of preparation, actor David Naughton.
When I first got this role, I met Rick Baker, who did the makeup, and he said, "Are you playing the David character?" I said, "Yes, I am." He goes, "I feel sorry for you." I said, "You know, wait a second, this is like a real good role for me, or for any actor. What do you mean you feel sorry for me?" And he said, "You'll see." And I saw, right? I basically couldn't do anything but just sit there, you know, and sit there, and you know, 10 hours a day for 6 days of this transformation, and shoot for a couple hours, and then they said, go take the makeup off, you know, which would take about 3 hours. And see you tomorrow, we're going to do this again. And I tried to say, maybe I could leave the country.
You know, we had to take casts of his body in all kinds of weird positions, and there's not a lot of actors who would put up with it, and he was very good at that.
The hardest part was there's a point when the body actually stretches. It's no longer my body. My body's in the floor. They'd cut a hole in the floor, and I was put into the floor. On a break, everyone would leave the set. I'd still be in the floor. They'd relight, I'd still be in the floor, and that was a tough day of work. But the payoff is, you're gonna, you know, is a transformation unlike anything anybody's seen, and it won Rick an Academy Award.
And that was a rubber hand that we made that had little pneumatic rams in there that actually stretched the palm out. And you cut back to this other point of view, and now it was another hand, which was a different sculpture that was made to look a little more wolf-like, and that continued to stretch. And we just, because the frame was like here, and you didn't see the elbow, David Naughton just had his arm down, and we were kneeling down underneath him holding this fake arm, and it just looked like it was part of his arm. There's a part of the transformation where you actually see the hair grow out of the skin, and that was really one of the first ideas I had on this transformation. It was one of the easiest things that we did in the transformation, but it gets a lot of response, and it was actually a reverse shot. What we did is implanted hair in just a little square piece of rubber and pulled the hair through, and when it was played in reverse, the hair grew out.
This is how that scene might have looked 60 years earlier. In John S. Robertson's 1920 release, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, a simple crossfade was used to superimpose the images of man and monster. Very little makeup was used on the film's star, John Barrymore. Instead, Barrymore used facial contortions to transform his appearance. According to legend, Barrymore's performance was so convincing that a frightened cameraman nearly fainted.